Welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. Pull up a bar stool and join us for a random conversation, guaranteed to make you think or your money back.
Hey guys, welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. This is episode number 51.
51 for the win.
For the win indeed. Sitting across from me is Chris,
Hey.
the unemployed Hanlon. Is that the term you use?
You're giving away the news before I've told them the news, bro.
Well, that is your news for the week. Apparently you haven't done much.
Yeah, I've been busy as.
Yeah.
Covering up from your gap it. Drop a load and gap it.
Yes. He
Situation.
wants to talk about this because it's amusing. I brought some compost, gearing up for pumpkin season. Going to grow some miniatures outside here. We've got the world's smallest garden. Brought some compost from Bunnings. It was cheap.
There's a reason
it was cheap. It stinks really, really badly, and good compost doesn't actually stink, so it's not very mature. And
So it's
anyway,
a bit green or a bit blue or whatever you want to call it. But yes, our flatmate was not impressed because it's under her bedroom window.
Yeah.
I sort of noticed it the first day, but I didn't notice after that.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't notice
not
it
under
too
my
much.
bedroom window, I suppose. But yeah, no, she.
But
As soon as he dumped it, he left.
I went
the
to
island.
Christchurch.
He disappeared for a few days, and so I'm the one that got the flack.
Yeah.
Every night.
Shocking. I haven't seen her yet. She did message me on Facebook about it, and I didn't reply. I just can't be
So
bothered.
yeah, he got back last night. So anyway.
So I've got all the stuff to talk about this podcast because he doesn't have much going on.
I've got heaps going on. I just
Oh,
haven't
okay.
written
Well,
it
fill us
down.
in, Chris. Fill us in. You are now, what's happening?
Oh yeah, so I have been made redundant for the second time in the last year and a half, 2 years. Within
2
the
years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. It was good though. It was a good experience. But we've got a few projects going on, so I'm not like overly worried. I'll start being worried when the money runs out.
Yeah, when the money runs out, that's when Chris is like a different person.
Oh yeah, I freak. I'll lose the plot. But right now I'm still pretty happy. I've got a beer. So that's the main thing. I am a little bit hairy, as you have noticed.
Oh, yeah, first thing I noticed, like, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head. Who cares?
I had a big meeting yesterday. I had to turn up with this stubble.
Oh.
But I'm under director's orders. I'm
Yes.
the lead. I am playing the lead role in a film we're going to be doing for Tropfest, and I have been told I'm not allowed to shave till we film.
That's
which is
right.
next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
Yeah. So I'll be doing a lot of rehearsals this week, fight choreography. And just so you know, and I have to be fair here, I have the lead role not because I'm the best actor. I have the
you're
lead
old.
role because I'm the oldest dude that fits the script.
Excellent.
There you go.
Good plan.
All right. So how was Christchurch?
It was very warm. It's very hot down there.
Oh, yeah. It was ridiculously hot this week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It was pretty intense.
Because a little bit further down, it was like 30 degrees or something
Yeah.
down the line. Bloody
Very
hell.
warm. This very first thing on the list, I'm not mentioning that person's name, by the way.
Okay.
But it's interesting because you're sitting at the
I don't really know him. But anyway.
No, that's okay. But you're sitting at the airport and you're honestly just waiting to be able to board the plane. And people have the weirdest conversations, and sometimes they have them really loud, so you cannot help but listen.
You half this podcast could be so much better if you just went on planes more, because
I know.
you always come back with an overheard conversation story from it.
Yeah.
for the podcast.
I know. It's
anyway,
great.
carry
well,
on.
it's just because I pay attention to things, I think.
Yeah, because you're Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy. It was a brother and sister. I think the brother just got back from the UK. He had something to do with the Rugby World Cup, from what I could work out. And she said, "You'll never guess who was at my house the other day." And it was this sort of well-known New Zealand celebrity, I guess. And apparently he followed her flatmates home from town, where he stumbled out of the pub toilet after snorting copious amounts of cocaine and still had it all over his face. And then turned up at their house, and they couldn't get rid of him, apparently. And then he just disappeared. And then the brother goes, "Oh, that would explain why he had a weird Facebook update, because it was Friday night into Saturday morning, and Saturday morning the All Blacks were playing, and he had something to do with the All Blacks coverage."
This dude.
Yeah. So apparently he had a hard night and was doing his part-time job thing, which is interesting.
God. I honestly didn't think there was much in the way of cocaine in this country. I've never come across cocaine in this country.
No, I've never.
Put it that way.
Someone mentioned it to me once, but I
I mean, I came across it a bit in Spain. It was a big problem, cocaine in Spain. It was like really common. So I came across it there, but I've never come across cocaine in this country. I'd never think of it here. I know a friend from Canada said cocaine was everywhere in Canada, although he was pretty...
Oh, yeah.
He was a bit of a poser. So
I bet he was. Yeah, he just name drops drugs.
Yeah,
Designer drugs.
much.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Thor 3. Are you up with the play with that? Thor, the big news. Come on, Chris. Should be all about you.
Oh, what? Taika?
Yes.
Yes. I've heard it. I wasn't like impressed or surprised or amazed with it. I was just
come on, Chris.
Is that cool, you reckon, that he's directing it, right?
Yeah. They was in talks about it, and then they've said, approved it, and said yes.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think if you do it wrong, you're going to upset a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much latitude the director gets in a major franchise like that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know
I think it's
mean?
just a name attached to it, and they're just going with it, maybe.
It's like, yeah. You can direct it as long as you direct it exactly like we want it.
Yeah.
So, that's why I guess for me it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, it's cool for him. It's cool for Taika. He gets the kudos. He gets a decent payday, you'd imagine.
You'd hope so.
That sort of thing. That's cool, and it's great for him. But it's like it's not like he's going to change the way Thor looks. Like the look and feel of the film. I don't think.
I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it will be.
Maybe he can slip something in.
Because it's such a big corporate machine at that level.
Oh, it is.
That
it's all
nothing is
out.
done. So you've got script writers and rewriters and all that sort of stuff, and you've got all this other stuff, and it's like. Yeah, it's pretty cool to be the director, but
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the Podfellas will be talking all about that.
Because there was another
Ben will be all over
bit of news about Taika as well. Other than Thor, was it? There was something
I don't know. You're telling the story now, Chris.
Nah, can't remember. Okay, leave it.
What about the Turbo Kid news? Keeping up with that?
No, okay, no, that's news to me.
What is it, the number one?
What?
Well, it's the number one in something right now.
Turbo Kid?
Yeah, Turbo Kid. The movie that you saw, I haven't seen yet. It's a production with Ant Timpson, and...
Yeah, it's number one what?
It's on the torrent websites.
Oh, wow.
Yep, it's
so you're going to get to see it now.
Yeah, maybe. It's the number one movie in the world at being illegally downloaded, says the film's producer. So Ant Timpson's come out and said this on Facebook.
Good on it.
Posted it.
Yeah, you almost want to put some sort of crap in your movie that, has a watermark or something and it sells something. Go to this website and pick up the free merchandise here.
But they, I don't know if you knew this, but this is in the story. They deferred all their fees for the whole 4 years. So they're trying to make the money in the back end.
Right.
So, yeah. See how that goes.
I don't get me started.
There's a lot of
I just think we got the wrong model on monetization for films still.
Yeah, there's a lot of good comments here.
And I've got to give a yell out for Film Trooper. That's his Twitter name. I think it's filmtroopers.com or filmtrooper.com. And he does a lot of bits and pieces, but I went through his series of videos about the movie business and how, as an indie, you can make money with movies.
Yep.
And it was really cool. I think I told you about it.
Yes, I remember that conversation
so,
now.
So that is pretty cool. But yeah, I think we've got that sort of a little bit wrong. But it is good. It's got to be a validation for you make a film and it's the number one download. Like,
that's
a validation.
It has to be.
It doesn't give you any money,
no.
but it gives you some satisfaction.
You'd hope so.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, well, moving on. Back to my Christchurch trip.
Yes.
They have got the rebuild going on down there in full swing. There's lots and lots of stuff being rebuilt. There's cranes bloody everywhere. And there's lots of artwork all over the place. Very cool murals and all sorts. And everywhere you look, there's this sign here, which I'm pointing to Chris. It's called Scape 8 New Intimacies. Yep. It's the Scape 8 Public Art Christchurch Biennial is a contemporary art event mixing new artworks with existing legacy pieces alongside an education program and a public program of events, workshops and lectures. So this is their real fancy program thing. Tells you what's happening, and there's a map, and there's 10 different art installations you can go and look at as you walk around. I'm going to show you some photos. and I'll describe them to you, but we will put them up on the website, thechrisandsampodcast.com. And where do you fit in the whole art world, Chris? Do you look at something and go, that's amazing?
I tend to have a look at it. I'm not critical. Like, I'm not going to go, oh, I don't know, I think that brush stroke would have been better, or
So that's
whatever.
number one.
That is very cool.
That's about 1 story high. That's
Wow,
very big.
that is really
It's
cool.
hard to tell because in the photo on the pamphlet it looked like it was waist height. So that's pretty cool. It's a interpretation of a pop-up book. She does stuff with pop-up books.
Oh, okay. So it looks like a whole bunch of stuff brightly coloured.
Yeah, it's really massive. This is the next one I'm going to show Chris is a man's interpretation of all the roadwork signs. It's all lit up.
Is it? It's lit up.
Well, lights. It's got lights on it, so it's fluorescent.
It's
Yeah.
Well,
You
I can live or die with that.
you haven't seen anything yet, Chris. Wait until I get to it. So number 3 on the stop is this.
I saw this on the news.
Yes, it's the
I think
rusting.
it looks really cool.
It's very small.
It's quite
really
small.
deceptive, actually. It's sort of half my height.
Oh, so it's half man size.
Half man, yeah. It's not as big as what I thought it was.
Full man sized, yeah.
And then,
So that's the cubic dude.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
that looks like the thing but made out of cubes rather than little stones.
so, yep. And then I'm going to skip a few because I got to get back to the awesomeness. But in the Restart Mall, they've got these ones all made out of tin.
Hey, that is impressive.
It's pretty cool. It's a man pushing a lawnmower.
It's a tin man.
Yep,
It's a very
yep.
cool tin man.
And there's four things included in this one stop, right?
Yeah,
So at this one stop, you get 4 different pieces of art, okay?
right.
So there's the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
It's very
cool.
cool. Very cool tin stuff.
Very cool. And then there's this man here who's watering his garden in a suit.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep, okay. So,
All right. So
yeah,
I'm waiting for the punchline now.
you are. Okay. So out of 10 pieces of art, that was all good. Then you come to something which is called, and the artist is called Pauline Rhodes, and I'm just gonna call it out. I don't know if she's taking the piss or not, to be honest, because there's artwork and there's something that they call artwork. It's called Mobile Tangles. What could you imagine that would be?
A lot of chords from mobile phones. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. So, if you don't follow the trail thing, you may not actually realise this is art. That's the problem. So here it is here. You want to describe that picture there, Chris?
There's a trailer, and
An
the
actual trailer.
has got a wheel lock on it. What do you call those?
Oh, it's just got a wheel clamp so no one
wheel
steals
clamp, so
it.
nobody takes it away. And it's a high-wall trailer with, the fencing around the
Cage, yep.
side. Cage trailer. And it's got a bunch of fibre optic cable.
No, I think it's water pipe, blue water pipe.
Blue water
in
pipe?
coils,
and
right?
coils.
So that's cool. So obviously someone else thought it was great. So that's cool. She also has 2 other pieces of artwork
Oh,
out of the 10. So out of the 10, this woman got 3, right?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Maybe his was the cheapest.
Here's her other one. That's a different picture. That's a different location.
It's the same shit in a different place.
Yeah, another trailer full of crap. And then the last one was that. That's outside the museum.
It's the same trailer with the same crap in it.
Yeah. So she got 3 spaces. So when I got to this one, there was some. I assume they were locals. I don't know, but I think I scared them. They were picking up the pamphlet and they were looking at it, and I said, "Look, there's some really cool art things that you can see on this walk, but I'm not kidding you. There's another 2 trailers just like this one."
Yeah.
And they looked at me and I said, "Really?" And they didn't know what to say because I don't think they were used to people talking to them. So,
And they didn't speak English.
no, they were Kiwis. They were talking to their kids.
Oh, okay. All right.
So there we go. That was that.
You know,
And
those
I can't.
Christchurch, they don't.
I hope she didn't make any money out of that, and I hope she didn't get free trailers because maybe that was the plan. I need 3 trailers. Let's just put some stuff in there.
That's pretty. That's more than pretty lame. Like, so my uncle Neon.
Yes.
And I have never taken you up to show.
No,
the
I haven't seen
Neon
his
art.
amazing
I will have to
neon
do that.
artwork.
Shame that we can't do it when I have a company car. I should have done that freaking last week. Anyway, now that I have carless,
The company car is sitting right next to us, and apparently the story is it may be gone today.
it's supposed to be gone today, but I don't know where to take it.
Yeah.
And I don't have the guy's number anymore. So
Good times, good times.
anyway, that's all right. So anyway, but he does a lot of neon art, and he's got a ridiculous number of art pieces at his house, like 20 odd.
Yeah.
And to me, if somebody goes, 20 odd pieces of art, I'm like, that's pretty cool. But that makes it the largest single collection in the Southern Hemisphere of neon art.
Really?
Yeah, I know. And
That's pretty
so
cool.
These guys do. It's way more than 20 now, but it was 20 then, so I think it's
Yeah.
30 now. But these guys do an exhibition, and they'll have 5 pieces of art, and they'll call that an exhibition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Well, they had an exhibition at Waikato Museum a while ago, and it was just this guy that got heaps of fluorescent tubes and jammed them through things.
Yeah. John's stuff is really cool, and is quite varied. The last one he was working on is a taxidermied seagull.
Yeah.
Leaning up against, with its wing up, leaning up against the sign, and the sign is in neon. It goes gulls, gulls, gulls.
Yeah.
At the door.
Very good.
So it's like,
But I mean, art is subjective. Like, I get that. That's
Yeah.
fine. And we had I don't know why that dinged. Oh, I do now. We had that stupid racetrack thing for the Hamilton V8s that woman got paid mega bucks for, and they didn't know what to do with. And Hamilton Council likes throwing money away like it's going out of fashion, and they buy a lot of crap.
we have got some good stuff,
But
though.
we do
The
have good
riff-raff
stuff.
and
Yeah,
even
no.
that Captain Hamilton thing. And
Yeah,
the
that's
thing.
really
it's
cool. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There is some cool art out there. But when you get 3 trailers and fill it with plastic
that's
pipe...
what my problem is. It's like one of them is bad enough, and I can. Okay,
No,
you got
that's
one.
right. That's right.
If the other 2 were something different, both different,
That's right.
that would be okay.
Because we were going around and I was like, I shit you not, the second one is a trailer. And the third one's a trailer. And we're just like, just so angry. So angry. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Do you...
You should. I tell you what you should do. You should have done some artwork over the artist, like some Rebel Street art over the artist. You should get a big tarp and then put it over the trailer and just do a big 404 artwork not found.
Yeah. That would
That would have been hilarious and more artistic.
it would have. That would have been great. You should go down there and just mess it all up.
But a big tarp 404 artwork not found.
Yeah. Completely unrelated though. I've flown Jetstar the last couple of times, and in their little in-flight magazine,
I've never flown Jetstar in my life.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
They've got like an in-flight magazine like Air New Zealand do, and it's Australian-based. And in it, I've never really thought about it because I'm quite tall. But for short people, it must be, for some people, they must not like being that short. And they've got this shop called Taller. The web address is taller.com.au. So I think it's just Taller.
Yeah.
That's it. And they've actually got 3 actual stores in Australia as well as an online presence. And the image is this guy standing next to this chick. And then in the next image, it's him again, but he's like 2 inches taller. And it's due to the shoes.
Yeah.
So these guys have made a whole business, like 3 stores around Australia. It's just like focusing on just something so defined that there's a problem.
It's changing the world, bro. It's changing the world because you know that short people have a syndrome. Adolf Hitler was short. Now, if he had taller back then, he wouldn't have lost his shit
Oh, he wouldn't have
and
lost
taken
it.
over all of Europe. You know,
Oh, okay.
it would be like, oh yeah, nah, I can still pick up chicks. I don't need to have world domination. So yeah, they're saving the world.
Oh, that's good then.
And if they could go up there and get those ISIS buggers to put proper shoes on,
yeah.
we'll be sweet.
Fix their feet.
Yeah.
So on the way back, waiting outside the airport, jump in the park and fly courtesy van back to the compound where my car is. Guy picks us up from domestic. There's a whole bunch of us, and then he shoots through to international. Picks up this couple that's just got back from, it looks like Australia. They've got duty-free bags with them. Middle-aged guy with his partner. That's cool. They jump in, chuck all their bags and crap in the back. And then his phone starts ringing. And he's sort of like, you could hear him go, huh? So, and he's got like some 70s bloody rock ballad as the ringtone. Something that it made me think of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. And he's like, hello? And he's like, oh, no, I rang 20 minutes ago, but the guy's just picked us up. And he goes, oh, I don't know, he's got dark hair. And then he says to himself, is he Indian? I don't know. Yeah, I think he is. And he goes, oh, okay, hang on. And then he goes, excuse me, driver. And this guy's like, hello. And he goes, are you Fly Park? And he's like, no, this is Park and Fly. Oh, I've got in the wrong van.
That's not a hard mistake to make. Fly Park and Park and Fly, seriously?
No, whatever. So I had to ring back the other guy. and go, oh, can you pick us up from Park and Fly? I don't know. I'm just quite...
Why would you have a fly park and a Park and Fly?
They're all called that. They've all Park and Fly or
Dude,
Airport
I
Fly or
haven't been
something.
to an airport in so long. I haven't been on an aeroplane for so long.
Okay, here's a question for you then. I know you've travelled a bit and you've been overseas and...
Back in the day,
and you went to Chicago for a conference like 5 times or something silly. But how detail focused are you with things? Like, I know what flight I'm going on and I know where I have to be.
This is not a trick question.
No, it's not a trick question. I don't know. I haven't travelled with you. I don't know.
I've missed planes like half a dozen times.
I
just
sure.
don't give a shit. So I turn up and I'm at the wrong frickin' gate, and then I've got to run to another gate. And I've turned up. I've been booted off planes, missed flight from London to New Zealand. It's like, oh, come back again tomorrow. All right, okay then. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
I really don't give a toss.
Oh, okay. Because you usually are quite organised, so...
Yeah, I am. Except travelling, I'm just like, nah, shit. I'm just going to have fun and relax.
Good to know.
Maybe I am a bit more now, because it was a while ago. It was the 20s and that, and I did most of my travelling.
Yeah. Maybe you've aged well.
Matured, perhaps. Matured slightly.
So
Speaking of matured, yeah.
Yeah. What?
Sash.
What about him?
38, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That was...
we didn't know how old you were.
Yeah, that surprised me, and I found out how old Paige was, but I suppose I better not say that on
Probably not.
air,
Probably
because,
not.
And she found out how old I was, which shocked her, I think. So
Really?
Well, probably not that much.
Not that much. Everyone knows you're old. Just how old is the question?
I think I surprised the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce as to my age.
Was he expecting someone younger?
Well, no, we were talking about it.
Oh,
and he kept talking about as
Do you want to talk about this? What this is?
Yeah, he's talking about it to me as if, you young guys have got the potential to do this, and this. To me and Paige, I'm like, us young people? Dude, I reckon I'm about the same age as you. And so when I did mention my age, he sort of did a bit of a double take and, changed his perceptions, I think.
Oh,
but
well,
so
good.
we were pitching a interactive broadcast that we will be doing, probably based on the internet.
Chris has had this idea for many, many years.
Yeah, for a few years. It was a precursor to this podcast, actually. This is what this space down here was going to be.
That is true, actually.
Yeah. But it's taking shape. It's reared its ugly head, as it were, again. It's come up again. And so we've got some potential partners that might make this thing happen. And we might make some sponsorship, get it going, and make a bit of revenue, at least to keep me afloat so I don't need to get another dumb job.
That sounds motivational.
I mean, dumb job. I don't want to have dumb job.
No.
I'll probably end up doing a Guy and Harley thing, and I'll end up doing crap manual labour jobs in and about just casual work just to keep me going while I do stuff I really enjoy rather than
It's a fine line, though.
Yeah, it is hard. It's like, okay, I can do something that I really don't enjoy, working with people I don't like working with, and making decent money.
Yeah.
Or I can do something, sort of menial and boring, but pays the bills and gives me time to do something more interesting.
Yeah. My new friend called Rolf, who I sat next to on the flight back home, he didn't question it when he asked me what I did, and I said I grew giant pumpkins. There was no follow. He wanted to know all about giant pumpkins, but there was no follow-on. Like, most people go, is that what you really do full-time?
Yeah.
But not this time. He was good. He was down there for his granddaughter's high school national netball tournament. That's what it was.
Nice.
And then on the way down, there was a poor student. It was sitting next to me. Oh, not next to me. There was no one in between us. And I said, what are you studying? And she's like, I'm studying biodiversity. Don't know if I really like doing that. And I was like, oh, okay. Must be like a 3-year thing? Yeah, I haven't finished the first year yet. So I just said, okay. You really need to do what you really like to do. That helps, but see how you go.
Paige is like, she's like, I couldn't imagine doing another year there. So she's done what would be a 3-year full-time course, but she only did the last year full-time.
She's been there so long, most people think she's a lecturer.
Yeah, so she's been there 6 years or 6 years or something.
That's crazy.
But, she's thinking about doing the postgrad and doing the postgrad using this project that we're doing, which will be called, probably, the working title is Winning in the Waikato.
Yep. Cool.
So, yeah. And basically, we will be interviewing, or I will be interviewing, because I'll be hosting the show, somebody, an inspiring person from the Waikato every week, and we have a whole show. It'll be about 30 minutes long. So yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So that's keeping me busy. That and prepping for Lazy Sunday, which we're filming in a couple of weeks, as I mentioned, which is me being a badass assassin dude.
Yeah, you got to do a massive fight scene, basically.
The whole film basically is a fight scene. So we've got to do a lot of choreography. We've got really flash place that we're filming in.
Oh yeah, how was
that? A friend
that?
of a friend. It's a very expensive apartment with very expensive cars in it, and and
everything's
the
expensive.
Like, I'm just flying off to the UK for a couple of weeks. I'll be back for a weekend, and I'm off to Perth for a week. But you can use it.
Wow,
it's like. It's all down to my name. It's like I'm the responsible one.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Don't undermine my respectability. Thank you.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, out of everyone, you are the responsible one. And you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe you just broke that table or something.
Don't even joke about that stuff. Oh, God.
How much glue do you have? You need to buy more.
Oh, I need to find out who I need to get hold of this New Zealand artist. She's got some great art on the wall.
Oh, right.
And it works with our theme.
Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of
so you need to just get the sign
cups.
off.
Yeah, so I need to find the artist, get hold of them and say, we're doing a film, we've got this artwork on the wall there.
Yeah.
If we can't, because most people don't realise this, you have to have a release to show an artwork if it's in a film. And, if we can't get an okay from him, we've got to take it off the wall when we're filming. So, but it'd be so cool to have that with some of the other bits we've got going. So that's pretty good. What else was going on?
Not much else, really. It's almost the end, actually. This is the bit where we talk about where you can find us and check out the archives.
The archives. The whole year's worth of archives.
The whole year is on the 24th of October.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So another 2 weeks.
Cool.
And then we've cracked a year.
Oh, that's right, because we did a couple of episodes, like 2 in a week when we
when we first started out, I was just trying to work out the best way of doing things.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
we're doing a couple a week. And then we missed a couple of weeks when you went to Christchurch, I think, last time. Not this time, but last time.
One time you were busy or something was going on.
There was a bit of holiday time there. So, okay. All right. So you can find us at thechrisandsampodcast.com.
Yes, that's where you'll find the website with all the show notes, pictures, images, and you can check out all the other episodes.
Are we up to date with all the photos?
Pretty much.
Yep, and you're going to put those photos up on the site?
Yep, I can do. I will share them around.
And did you do that other photo that I wanted you to forget, but I don't?
No, I actually haven't. Now that you mention it, super Chris Ayers for everyone.
Yeah, that one. We can put that off. It's funny because just as an aside, I know we're finishing up, but as an aside, I saw a friend of mine had gone to a match over a Rugby World Cup match in the UK. He's been living there for quite a while, and he posted this photo of him in the stadium and all that. Yep. And in front of him is my ex-wife, and I hadn't seen a photo of her for
a long
10,
time.
15 years. It was that was amusing. That was funny.
Yeah. Says the man with no job sitting in his shed talking to someone else on a podcast.
Yeah, it's all good. I've got a beer.
You can find us. Also, you can find us on Twitter.
Yep, Chris and Sam Pod.
It's always interesting to have little conversations with all the other podcasters around the world on there. So hello, all you guys.
Yeah, good to keep up. It's a bit of a community thing going on, and we're going to have the podcast social media club event in November the 18th, I believe. So if you're in Auckland around that time, make the time to come along and see us live. I'll be hosting it, and we'll have a few podcasters on the panel.
Yes, that'll be really good to check out if you're in Auckland. So make sure you're there.
Yep. And otherwise, we're on Facebook. You can just search for the Chris and Sam Podcast.
Yep. And that's us for episode 51.
Well, good stuff.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tell your friend.